I'm going to try to do this in one take. Excuse me. I promised when I made a video earlier, I promised that I would do a marine video, since we were talking about the Marine. And I made a really bad mistake here. I just watched his video again. See, I only saw up until when I had to go into work. The real, I don't even know how to describe it right now. I'm fucking at a loss for words, but I'm going to read it to you, okay? The abuse and the beating by these sick bleep, I don't know what he said. He probably said sick fucks. I don't know. Over there in the so-called AMC community, you know who I'm talking about. They want to beat people down and put down people that want to stand up and make a difference. It's like spitting on Vietnam vets. It's like spitting on Vietnam vets to me, spitting on our fucking rights, and that's why I'm going to be glad when this play is over. Well, Mike, that might be the dumbest thing I heard today, and I heard a few really dumb things today. So now I don't, so I gotta tell you the fucking Marine story, and then I gotta tell you a Vietnam veteran story. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Seriously, you know, again, I'm kind of pissed off because I like to have fun with these, you know. Anyway, in the early 80s, I forget what year it is. I could look it up right now. But early 80s, mid 80s, the city of Chicago, along with a couple of veteran and biker groups, were putting together a welcome home thing for Vietnam veterans. And it was a success. I mean, it was a wild success, and a lot of these vets went and they participated. And I couldn't tell you who the speakers were at these things, but I know Myra McPherson, who, as far as I'm concerned, has written the best book about that conflict, that war. It's called Long Time Passing, and it's basically a lot of interviews, and it looks at the kids from the steel towns and the Appalachians, like the poor kids that went over there. It's a very moving book. It's not for bedtime reading, that's for sure. But it is I think, and I've only read 3 or 4 books on Vietnam, but it's a fantastic book. If you want to get a picture of the people that were over there. Anyway, one of I'm not even going to say who this person is or was to me, but he was a tunnel rat, and his name is mentioned in the book, The Tunnels of Chu Chi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but he's been written about. And I thought I was going to be proud, you know, or make him proud that I was doing this thing. And I gave him the button, and I gave him like some literature or something like that, and he handed the button back to me. He gave me this button back. And he said, he goes, thank you. He goes, but it's a little late. This guy was about this runt size, but he was fucking deadly. And if you know anything about the tunnel rats, then you know. Anyway, this story is incredible, and I believe that he's mentioned in the book, The Tunnels of Chu Chi. So if you're really interested in that side of the sort of thing, then that would be a place to start. But I mean, this guy with the fucking comparisons. Man, he's talking like, but he was Rosa fucking Parks a month ago. Now he's a Vietnam veteran. You know, no place to go, no place to hide. You know. And, you know, just so anybody knows that the whole baby killer thing and people spitting on them at the airport, that shit never happened. It may as well have. But a lot of that was you know, urban legend type shit. There was one exchange between a protester and somebody in Pittsburgh when some people were coming back, and it had something to do with the My Lai massacre. That's all. But this is all on Google. And Mikey, you ought to be fucking ashamed of yourself. You really should be. My God. Anyway, so my Marine story is a little bit better. When when people talk about I'm a Marine, I'm a this, I'm a that. The ones I know never do that. The ones I know, they seldom talk about it. And there's a Marine that I'm very good friends with, and this guy, I mean, he can weld. He can do anything. He can fight. He's like the country boy in the Hank Williams song. He can do anything. He can fish, hunt, fucking make his own clothes. He can grow whatever. True country boy. And I know he did 2 tours, is how they say it, but he was in Fallujah, and then he fought in both countries. So I don't know what the other city was, but he was in two different countries, two of the 2 countries, Afghanistan and Iraq. And anyway, he came back, and life was very hard for him for a while, adjusting. He was wounded, and he came back, and he just couldn't get it together. We his family, and then me maybe in the background, tried to say, hey, why don't you talk to somebody and maybe get some help? And he's like, oh, so then they can fucking take my right to fucking a gun away. And I have some more daft friends that didn't really understand. Well, what does that mean? I said, what does that mean? I said, dude comes back from war. He can't get a job worth a fuck. There's no services, available within 150 miles. And then you want him to fucking give up his right to a weapon? I mean, people don't really think before they speak sometimes. But anyway, this is what I think. This is my, what I think about when I think about these guys. And I'm not into hero worship. I'm not like that, but, it is what it is. Anyway, we were building a cabin. I built a cabin in 2017. I was still living about 5-6 months in the States, 5-6 months abroad in Norway. And this gentleman pretty much helped me build this whole place. It wasn't large, but it was very tall because I had plans for it if my wife had moved here. And with the concrete slab from the highest point on that roof, and the pitch, I can't tell you what it was. It was an obscene pitch. I was really fucking stupid to make the pitch like that. But it was a 30-foot drop, and one person had fallen off during the building of it. Thank goodness he hit the floorboard. So oh, Jesus Christ, I can't think. The plywood, the tongue and groove plywood that you make your floor with. Okay. Anyway, we're putting a metal roof on the place, not barn roof, not the barn roofing shit, but the proper, you just think 9 screws down each seam, and it's got the little rubber seal in it. You put a little glue down first, and you put it down. You have to be careful because that foam washer underneath the screw, if your drill is set too high, you'll bust that. It'll split, and then the water will run into that hole, and your roof sucks. And my friend Andrew had done this work before. He knew how to do metal roofs. He just knew how to. He could do it in his sleep. So he came. He pulls up, and he's fucking. By this time, he's got like a big belly, and he looks like a Santa. And but a large person. Like fucking stout. And he shows up, and we're talking, and we're shooting the shit a little bit, and he gets up on the roof, and the pollen had blown off the trees the night before. So all this sheet metal that we had already up there was like ice. It was like glass. And he almost fucking went down right when he put his one foot up, and then he got back up there, and we realized that I didn't account for a certain section. So rather than take all of what we had done, from the end up until where we had everything done at, he peels the one part back, and then I can't really explain it, pulls the other part back, and he basically is standing like this, holding these two pieces of roofing metal that are pinned down tight enough so that when he's lifting that up, I mean, it's not easy, right? It's a bit of a struggle. Well, he maneuvers his body so he can turn. He's looking at me, and I'm standing on the fucking ladder. I'm going, what are you doing? Get the fuck down. We're going to have to figure something out. He's like, no, we got this. So you got this? What do you mean you got this? I mean, this was a precarious situation. It's hard to explain it, but the pitch was so high, and one step on that sheet metal, you're gone. There was no, we did have a cleat and a harness, but he couldn't wear that because then he wouldn't be able to lift the metal up. My position was, why don't we just all fucking get back down on the ground and figure out what we're going to do? And he fucking looks at me, he goes, get up here. He goes, I'm not going to stand like this forever. And if anybody else had fucking told me that, I'd have been like, fuck you. I'm not going in, I'm going this way. I'm going down. He's leaning, using his body to hold the one side of the sheet up. He puts his hand out, and he says, look at me. He goes, I'm not going to fucking let you fall. He goes, just listen to me. And I put my hand out, and he pulls me up. It's almost like he fucking slung me. And I'm not a small guy. I mean, I probably had a little more weight on me than I did then, but I must have been at least 210, 215. And I mean, it felt like he fucking threw me. Needless to say, we got the work done. We got it done. And when we were leaving, his dad, who was standing down there, he was like smoking, watching. I mean, you could tell he was like, fuck. He's like, we should have scaffolding. He goes, this is so wrong, And I'm like, well, I don't have any fucking scaffolding money. And the ground is all crooked, so it was not OSHA. Okay, it was not very safe. But he goes, my God, he goes, I'm looking up there, and he goes, I see my friend and I see my son up there. He goes, and both of them I know they're going to come off that roof. And he goes, what? He goes, what do you think? What were you thinking? And I said, what was I thinking? I said, he wouldn't have let me fall. I said, that's what, I knew that. And the minute he told me that, I knew it. And he kind of looked at me, and I said, there's no way. He wouldn't have told me to do it. If he told me to do it and said, listen, I got it, I got this, come on. And the way that he fucking threw me up there, it was basically like, okay, you're safe. And he would, obviously he's not valuing my life over his, but he wasn't going to let me fall. He would have fallen before he let me fall. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Mikey, where's this fucking kid at? You ain't that guy. You're not that guy. If your wife has health problems, maybe you shouldn't go on your tour, and you should stay and hold the fucking farm down. Okay? If you think anybody owes you anything, nobody owes you anything. Nobody's going to give you anything. Okay? Seriously. I'm not trying to be a dick. I think that you're being you're a bit emotional, man. You're a bit emotional. Maybe you got something going on. Are you in that deep? That I'm not being a dick. I'm being serious. But these comparisons, these wild comparisons, and these profanity-laced tirades, that's not the guy that's holding his hand out saying, man, I got you. That's a leader. I don't follow anybody into fucking anything if there's a doubt. But I knew that he wasn't going to let anything happen to me. I don't get that feeling from you. Anyway, stop this fucking comparisons, man. Really, they're so... I don't know, man. I've never been in the military, so it's not... I don't know, it's not very nice. It's, some people won't understand it. Some people who look at all of this differently are kind of like, what are you talking about? Vietnam veterans? Rosa Parks. I mean, did something happen to you? I mean, are you in like some kind of like crisis, mental health crisis? If you are, you call me up, man. We'll get on the phone. We'll find some counseling for you. But if you're just going to talk about how you deserve a squeeze, you're pissed off about your teeth, and the kids on the other side of the AMC play are making fun of me. Listen, man. Please, stop it. Just stop it. No hard feelings between you and I. Just knock it off. For fuck's sake. Ugh. See, you ruined my fucking night now. You ruined my day earlier. Now you ruined my night. I mean, what Marine goes around ruining everybody's fucking day? I bet you're fun at parties. I bet you're a great time at parties. People see you coming down the street, they're like, fuck, here he comes. They're boarding up the fucking houses and shit. They're like, turn off the fucking lights. That's not very nice either, but my God, man. I mean, you are a fucking killjoy. When I do these at night, I like to make silly things and I like to be fun, be a fun guy. Oh my God. All right, listen, good luck in your play, in your AMC play. Good luck. I mean, you're a sales guy, you're a leader, and you don't know that Adam Aaron just, he's been fucking hit me. Come on, man, you don't even feel it? I mean, this guy, Yeah. Anyway, have a great night, maybe we'll speak on better terms someday. Okay? All right. Listen, take care. Bye-bye. Oliver's Papa saying good night, everybody.